What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Nilsson, and today I'm back at it with yet again another YouTube commentary for you. I know it's been so long since I've last done that. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of feels pretty good. But as you can see, we got a whole new setup going. Things are looking pretty spectacular, if I do say so myself. You might disagree, that's okay. I'm gonna be biased, this is my channel, you know what I'm saying? But without further ado, in today's video, we are going to be covering my entrepreneurial journey. I shouldn't even be able to make this video if I can't say entrepreneurial or entrepreneurship. So let's hope this goes a little bit smoother from here on out. So without further ado, cue the intro. All right, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. This time I got some H2O. It's just about gone though. It's terrifying. So I got about like halfway throughout the video and then I'm like, nah, I'm scrapping this. I'm gonna redo this. Reason why? It didn't actually cover everything that I did kind of as an entrepreneur. So we got this piece of paper here now and we're kind of just gonna go through it. I'm gonna let you know everything that I've done since I've been 14 kind of. So let's get into it then. Right? You might not believe me on this one, but there was at one point in time when I actually owned a YouTube network. I don't remember the original name of the YouTube network that I had created. I know I worked for one at one point. The guy's name was George. That was my boss's name. I know that much. I worked for him. He kind of inspired me after when that dissolved to be making my own YouTube network. I created that. I think it was like Quantum Network or something. I don't know why, but when I was younger, I was like obsessed with like the word quantum. I like put quantum on everything, and we'll go more into that and you'll see kind of the trend here in a little bit. But shortly after that one, that YouTube network did pretty okay. And you might be saying, okay, what? How did you own a YouTube network? Like, that's not possible. This was before when YouTube had put restrictions on essentially mini partnership networks. Okay, so you could apply to a partnered network and say, hey, I want to essentially resell what you guys have. I want to put people underneath, and they'd give you a whole dashboard, all that jazz that you could be doing. It was fantastic. You know, you can make a couple bucks here and there, but the bad thing was you had to go recruit people. But you could hire recruits based on commission, and I don't know, it was just a good business model. And honestly, if I could do that again, I honestly probably would. But YouTube, due to the large quantity of YouTube networks popping up, decided only a select few people will actually be granted the YouTube partnership network access spectrum of things. So I stopped doing that as a whole. There's like two companies that I did with that. One was like Quantum Network, I think. And then shortly after, I made a company called Resume Media. And I planned on partnering people with that, but unfortunately due to the changes on YouTube, I never really got around to doing that. Totally okay though, that happened. As well, with the whole YouTube situation there, I worked with a company at the time called Clip Hive. If anybody is not familiar with them, totally okay. Go on YouTube, find them out. I did management for them and their YouTube account for, I don't even know how long, a little bit of time. I myself personally was doing YouTube at the time as well. I made a little bit of money from it, like maybe a couple $100. Nothing too crazy, but that's what I did like non-stop when I was younger, from like, I don't even know, like 14 until I was like 16, 17 maybe. It's a stretch. All I know is I moved and the internet there sucked. I couldn't do YouTube anymore. Before that, I was literally uploading like crazy, like every single day. Great times, fun stuff. Okay, not only that, there was a point in time when I had a Minecraft server, and that Minecraft server, I don't even remember the name of it fully, but I know it had Quantum in it. I know that for a fact. I ran that for a few months, and overall, it didn't do too bad. You know, I made probably there again a couple $100 from it, and I got bored with it. I needed to develop plugins for the server and just a whole bunch of other stuff. And at the time, I tried to learn developing. My tiny brain could not comprehend nor do that. That was dropped fast, but that's okay. Shortly after that, I decided, hey, we got another thing with Java. For anybody who isn't aware, there's a game called RuneScape. Okay, RuneScape, if you're not aware, okay, it's like a, is it an MMO RPG? I think that's the right word for it. I hope, I really hope. Don't hold me to that if you're all into gaming and stuff. Like, please, just spare me, please. Anyways, at the time, I created something called QuantumScape. There we are with the word quantum again, right? I told you there was gonna be a trend. QuantumScape was a RuneScape private server. At the time, I ran that for a couple of months. It did pretty okay, actually. I remember I was going to be getting like servers and all that jazz for it. And then it came time where I needed to make the server unique and a whole bunch of like copyright laws and yada yada. And I was like, I can't develop still, and I don't have money to hire a developer. So that was dropped. relatively fast yet again, because I tried learning Java yet again, and guess what? No dice, man. Didn't work. There was multiple times where I tried learning programming and I failed, man. Tons and tons and tons. All right, so as I was saying before with the whole YouTube thing, I had a YouTube channel for gaming, pretty good. Made a couple $100 from that. I was featured on a few channels here and there for like gaming related things. I got to like 500 subs. I did get partnered. I'll be back in a minute though. I need more water. I'm gonna like cough and die. It's so bad. That is so much better. I apologize so bad. Back to where I was before. So with the whole like YouTube thing and like programming and like the RuneScape private server and Minecraft and all that stuff, you know when you're younger and you like pick something up and you try it for like a little bit and you try to like understand what's happening, you're like, yo, this can be so fun. I know what's gonna happen. We're gonna kick ass at this. Let's go. And you get like 30 seconds into it and you're like, yeah, this ain't it, fam. This ain't it. Didn't happen. But shortly after this YouTube gaming channel, I realistically moved away from gaming and I got into like graphic design and motion graphics a lot more. With motion graphics, all I did is I made YouTube intros for people and it actually paid really good. Like people would pay like $80 to like $150 plus, sometimes more, just for like a motion graphics intro. Use Cinema 4D, you know, whip up some stuff in Photoshop, slap it all together in like Premiere or After Effects or whatever you're using at the time, maybe Vegas, and boom, you know, you got this intro for somebody, you ship it their way, they pay you before or whatever, after, and you're like, boom, enjoy, man. Good stuff, happy. I made quite a bit of money from that actually, maybe a grand, couple grand, I don't know. At the time when you're younger, when you're like 14, 15, maybe, yeah, maybe a bit older. Nah, couldn't be too much older. So after the whole YouTube, you know, situation, I honestly quit doing that stuff for a long time. I like honestly didn't touch a computer for, I want to say like a year and a half. So everything that I learned, I kind of just like, yeah, don't want to do this, don't like it, didn't have time for it, didn't want to even bother. So that stuff, I was gonna point that way, but that way, didn't touch it. I don't know how long I was working for other companies doing labor-based things, but I essentially quit and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make my own company. I've always wanted to do that since I was younger. And I created like an IT company / web development company / like marketing / everything, like just pay me money and I'll get it done, you name it. And I did okay with that, I guess. Made a little bit of money from it, but honestly, the way that I made the company, I kind of just expected to make the company and just expected everybody to just kind of go through me. So when I say go through me, I mean like they just come to me for all their computer needs. I didn't have to market anything. People would just know about me. They'd come to me, they'd hire me. I'd make millions of dollars and life would be good. I'd buy whatever I want and I'd retire early, right? That was the mentality, and terrible mentality. Don't have that, okay? Just don't do that. Just please don't. But all in all, I did that for a couple of months. Things, unfortunately, at my life in the time were not fantastic, so I had to drop that quite quickly. So shortly after that, I went back to working a labor job, did construction, paving roads, doing base work, stuff like that. All that fun jazz. So when I was working this job at the last like month, I want to say, I started doing internet marketing. I had never really done this before. I always kind of heard of like the concept of people doing it, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, you make money online, like, okay. No, but for real, like, people did it, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna try this, we're gonna see what happens. And sure as shit, like, I want to say a couple weeks in, I had already made a couple $100, and before you knew it, I was making $900, like, I think it was like C80 a month, and I'm like, yes, this is it. Had some stuff go down to the job, I quit. I was like, nah, I'm not doing this, I'm gonna keep on doing this. $900 a month, man. I was like, I didn't really have too much, like, expense-wise. I was living on my own. Obviously, I had roommates, though, thank goodness for that, or I definitely would have been living on them sidewalks. But from there, at the time, with the internet marketing, I was promoting affiliate products, like CPAs. If you're not familiar with that term, that is cost per action. That is where somebody does an action, there's a cost to it, you get paid a certain amount on it, that's how you get paid. Okay, and there'd be like offer walls and stuff like that. A whole bunch of different things. I tried so many different things at the time. I was awesome at that. I had a kick-ass run at it. I did that for like 6-7 months, I think. Fortunately, it doesn't last. That's just the way it is. So shortly as things were starting to die out with that, I created a apparel company called Master Lifestyle. As you can see, that's it. I'm repping it right now still. The company Master Lifestyle I haven't worked on now in probably almost a couple of years, which is unfortunate, but I just didn't really have time for it, and it didn't make me as much as I wanted, and I just did not have the proper structure or foundation or understanding to be running or making a business. I messed up on that, and that's okay. The company itself, so the apparel company Master Lifestyle, it will be coming back very, very shortly. It's gonna be rebranded, and just things are gonna be done properly this time, because I thankfully do have enough experience to know what I'm doing, which is nice. So I did that for probably a year or so. Did really, really good, I would say. Got the brand established locally. I got my name out there in like the States a bit. I got a couple people being brand reps, got a couple models, made quite a bit of money with that. It was good. It was a good time. That was, definitely a very interesting and fun company to, be running at the time. And I'd do it again, 100%. But I would do it completely different this time than the way I did it the first time. So with the apparel company and everything that went down, okay, it was about, I want to say, almost in 2018. And I was still doing Instagram management at the time, where I'd be growing Instagram accounts. I was doing pretty good at it. I had grown some accounts for myself with like 5 pages from like 8K to all the way up to like, I think it was like 22,000 at the time, which if you really think about it, and like 2017, 2018, that's still pretty good. Now don't get me wrong, okay? It's not, a million followers on Instagram. It's not some crazy network. I didn't like make millions off of it. I didn't make even thousands off of it, okay? I was just growing Instagram accounts. And one day my friend presented me with kind of like an offer to have him grow me an Instagram account and to pay him for it. I'm like, yo, what is this business model? I gotta check this stuff out. And I did, and I looked more into it. And he had his own twist to it and all that stuff, and it's perfectly fine, right? No, there's no issues between us with all this. Just wanna make that clear. But I looked at like what he was doing. I was like, okay, dude, like I have to be doing this. Like I'm already doing Instagram. I'm doing good at it. I should sell this as a service. Like, why wouldn't I? It wouldn't make sense for me to not do it. And I was always looking for something that I knew was going to be kind of reoccurring income and something that I would enjoy and be good at, which at the time was marketing and Instagram. I was just good at it. So I was like, okay, boom, we're gonna work on a company, we're gonna make it, and I want it to be all this big stuff. Little did I know, that's gonna cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in development. That's okay though. I kind of started out with like really bare bones stuff. I invested like $90 into the company, and at the time, for anyone who isn't aware, that is the company alphaready.co. If you want to check out that website, that website and company is not worth $90 anymore. There's a lot more that has been invested into that now. But I started that company with essentially like $90, and that was it. I paid a developer to make me a front page website with a PayPal sign up link, and I started, getting people on the service, and I just kind of went from there. And that was that. And here we are, and I'm still running the company, and it's still going right now. And in the past, month and a half, yes, things have been very, very difficult on it, and it's been hard. But I have slowly started to overcome this, and I am adapting to, the whole Instagram changes on the platform and all that jazz. So Alphaready, an Instagram growth service, it originally started out as just Instagram marketing for businesses. Not too long after I had this up and running, I found out through kind of a couple of my affiliates that there was more of a need for individuals. So I started looking at, how can I be offering this to individuals, and the whole company has kind of been shaped from there. Of course, this is now changing, and I am more or less interested in working directly with businesses, just because businesses are going to be able to make more from my services and marketing than say an individual. So it's kind of a win-win for both. They're going to want to keep on doing marketing with me, and that's because you're going to be making a profit, right? So now what I'm kind of doing is I'm offering marketing as a whole. I'm doing things like software development now, like web apps. So I essentially learned programming this whole time that I've been working on Alphaready. Seeing as how I knew how much it was going to cost, I determined that, hey, it's probably time for me to start learning programming. I want to. It's always something I've wanted to have been doing since I've been younger, and basically now we are here now, right? Right where I am now is where I am now, if that makes any sense. We're gonna roll with it though. But all in all, like that's been my entrepreneurial journey. Right now, I've been mainly crushing out code in Python. That's the language that I've spent, time learning. And now I'm also learning Java as well. Back to that whole Java grind. And this time I actually understand it, and I have already been able to make some applications with it, which has been pretty cool. I started out making like RuneScape scripts for like bots and stuff, and that's kind of how I got back into the whole programming thing with Alphaready as well. I don't know, I was just one day, I was just like, yo man, like like, I wonder if RuneScape bots are still around and if you can still make a quick buck from programming scripts. And sure as, you know, shit, I just tossed some stuff together and there was a script and I was like, ooh, cool, this was fun. And it kind of just went from there. I learned Python and found out you could actually make web apps with it, and you know, you didn't have to bother with things like PHP and all that jazz. And if you don't know those terms, that's perfectly fine, right? But that's just what I've kind of been doing for my whole entrepreneurial journey. If you enjoyed this and if you want to see some specific content from me or more information about whatever, drop it down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a thumbs up. Comment down in the comment section below what you think of this. Yes, I know I have done a lot and that I still do a lot. I actually also forgot to mention I still do merchandise, so like the whole master lifestyle thing. I don't do master lifestyle per se right now, but I have done throughout the past couple of years merchandise for companies throughout the states and getting their stuff shipped worldwide for their clients or customers. So I'm sure there's still some other things that I'm forgetting to mention, but there's a whole ton of different things that I've done. And the reason I'm sharing this is I just hope it inspires you to, you know, get started on something. Like, yes, you might fail, but it's okay. It's a part of the process. It's a part of the journey. But overall, I'm done with this video. I'm gonna lose my voice because it's hot and I need water again. So yeah, guys, my name is Nilsson, and take care. Until the next one. Peace.